What are the 3 most common misconceptions surrounding fly fishing? I would say, firstly, people often think that you only fly fish for trout, whereas fly fishing is widely used for many different species of fish. So I fly fish for pike, I fly fish for carp, obviously trout, grayling. I saltwater fly fish as well for bass, pollock, mackerel, garfish. Most fish will take a fly. Once we get round to August as well, when it gets really hot and still, especially in the lakes and still waters, I will generally leave the trout alone completely, and I'll concentrate on fly fishing for carp. Do a lot of fly fishing for roach and rudd. They're great fun on light tackle, taking them off the top. So there's a huge variety of species you can fish for on a fly. Secondly, I would say the other common misconception I hear all the time is that when you're casting, people often think you're trying to flick the fly on the surface of the water as you cast, to tempt the fish to come up. And I don't really know where that one comes from, because that's not what we're trying to do at all. In fact, we're false casting. We're trying to keep the fly just above the surface, hover it over the target, and then land the fly gently onto the water. I suspect that misconception comes from a form of fishing called dapping, which uses very long wooden poles, long length of nylon line, and then either an artificial or often a live mayfly on the hook, and the huge pole is hoisted off and off the side of a boat on a big lock, and the fly is actually dapped on the surface to look like I presume it's like an egg-laying fly that's kind of hopping on the surface a bit. So maybe that's where that one comes from, but I'm not entirely sure. 3. The other common misconception I would say off the top of my head would be that trout only feed on the surface. So people think fly fishing is all about fishing on the surface of the water. And whilst that is a big part of fly fishing, the dry fly fishing on the surface, we also catch many fish beneath the surface. In fact, catch a lot of fish down near the stream bed, because that's where a lot of the food is. So we can fish near the bottom, we can fish mid-water, we can fish on the surface.